Hello, my friends. It is Wednesday, and this is your assignment for today. Again, this one is not in Khan Academy. It's just to be done on paper, and you submit it or you email it. What the assignment is, again, we're still working on equivalent fractions. So this one is actually multiple choice. So you see number 1, it says 2 over 16 equals question mark. So you need to choose which one of these is an equivalent fraction. So 2 over 16, I'm just going to go ahead on my paper and I'll write down what the options are. Okay, so we have, drop my pen cover, 2 over 16 equals question mark. And then we have A, 1 over 4, B, 1 over 8, C, 4 over 20, and D, 3 over 18. And you have to choose which one of these are equivalent. So there's different ways that you could do this, but I think for me, the way that I would like to do it is, let me just look it for a second. Okay, so do you remember how for two fractions to be equivalent, you have to either multiply or divide by the same thing to get from one fraction to the next fraction? So 2 over 16, let's go ahead and look at the first one. Let's see if this is true. 2 over 16 is equal to 1 over 4. So let's start on this side and move that way using multiplication because that's really what we've used the most. So 1, we have to multiply by 2 to get the 2, right? So if this is equivalent, it would mean that if we multiply that 4 by 2, we would also get whatever that equals. So 4 times 2 is 8. Well, 8's not 16, and therefore that is not equivalent. Okay, so I'll do the next one a little bit slower. See if it makes sense. So let's try this one. 2 over 16 is equal to, let's try 1 over 8, equals 1 over 8. So to get from 1 to 2, I had to multiply that by 2. Okay, so let's see if this works. 8 multiplied by 2. If we get 16, 8 times 2 is 16, then yes, this is equivalent, so yes, this does work. Okay, so I see right away that the answer is B, but I'm just going to keep on doing the rest because maybe there's 2 answers. Usually if there's 2, it would say though. So in this case, there's not 2. But I'm going to do the rest just so you can see why the other ones do not work. So let's try this one. 2 over 16 equals 4 over 20. Let's see if this is true. So let's start with the smaller one going to the bigger one. So how did I get to the 4? Well, I just have to multiply that by 2. So if this is equivalent, if I multiply that by 2, I should get that number. 16 times 2 is 32. It's not 20. Therefore, that is not equivalent. So let's try the last one. 2 over 16 equals 3 over 18. So 2 to 3, you're going to multiply it by like 1 point something. 16 to 18. What's the quickest way to show that these are not equivalent? I think what I would do to show that these are not equivalent, I'm actually going to reduce them. So 2 over 16, I'm going to reduce that to 1 over 8. 3 over 18, I'm going to reduce that. I'm going to divide top and bottom by 3. So that would equal 1 over 6. And so right away we can see that these are not equivalent because 1 over 8 is not equal to 1 over 6. And therefore no. So no and no. The answer was B. Okay, so you have, let me just show you again. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 questions like that. And then the last part says write any 3 equivalent fractions. So I'm not going to use those ones because you only have 3 to do examples with. I'll actually just make up my own and show you how you would do that. So let's start with 6 over 5. Okay, if I said write 3 fractions that are equivalent to 6 over 5, I think the easiest thing for me to do would just be like to just go by multiples of 2. So 6 times 2 would be 12. 5 times 2 would be 10. So that was equivalent, right? Because I just multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2. Let's do it again. 12 times 2 would be, or let's go back to the 6. 6 times 3 would be 18. 5 times 3 would be 15. Okay, that works. Let's go ahead and do 6 times 4. 6 times 4 is 24. 5 times 4 would be 20. So that works. Now, what would not work is if we did 6 times 4 is 24, 5 times 5 is 25. We couldn't do that. You always base it off of this number, okay? And you're always doing the same thing to the top and to the bottom with multiplication, or if you're reducing the number, you would use division, okay? So that is how you do the bottom half of this assignment. And that is it for your math for today. So you have 6 questions plus 3 of these ones where you have to choose right fractions that are equivalent. Okay, and that is it for today. I will see you all soon. I miss you guys, and good luck in your math. As always, let me know if you have any questions.